Okay, I'm back. This is a little bit different. This is a love spell. Um, it's not a candle, not just a candle spell. What I'm doing is uh, I'm calling forth two spirits from the Goetia, and I'm calling Lord Rosier. Anyway, the spirits from the Goetia, I chose Dantalion and Sitri, and I do have the little doll in the middle. That is the target, who's male in this instance. I've baptized it, and I have around it five tea lights, white ones. Uh, to me, it doesn't really matter what color, in the shape of a pentagram star. So, this to me, I call this a layered spell because we're targeting different aspects of the actual relationship. So, Dantalion he's a good spirit for influencing thoughts subtly. So that's the reason why I chose Dantalion. And this is his pink candle. The candles don't correspond with, the spirit. They do have their own candle colors, but I wanted pink because I want to send, I want him to send out thoughts of pure love. Whereas Citri, I'm using the red candle because we want the sexual side of things to um, remain important, if that makes sense. I don't want things to, drop there because these two things are in balance, if that makes sense. Purple is for Rosier because we want to control the target. And so, anyway, as you already know, I've been reading out of the Illustrated Goetia. For anyone that doesn't know, I'll quickly read uh, what the spirits, what it says about the spirits in the book. Duke Dantalion, his metal is copper. His planet is Venus. Nine of Cups is the card in the tarot. He's the 71st spirit. He, she is a great. He, she, that's exactly what I'm getting. He, she is a great and mighty duke, appearing in the form of a man with many countenances, all men's and women's faces, and he, she has a book in his or her right hand. His, her office is to teach all arts and sciences unto any, and to declare the secret counsels of anyone. For he, she knows the thoughts of all men and women and can change them at will. He, she can cause love and show the likeness of any person anywhere in the world. He, she governs 36 legions of spirits. So that is the reason why I chose Dantalion, because of the can change, excuse me, thoughts. So we're moving on to Sitri. Uh, let's have a look. So bear with me. So this is a La Milo Duquette illustrated Goetia if anyone's interested. It's not a bad book. I have quite a few books on the Goetia. Okay, Sitri. Jupiter is the planet, metal is tin, Four of Cups is the tarot. The 12th spirit is Sitri. He is a great prince and appears at first with a leopard's head and the wings of a griffin. I can't pronounce that, sorry. But after the command of the magician, he assumes human form, and that very beautiful. He inflames men with woman's love and women with men's love and causes them to show themselves naked if so desired. He governs 60 legions of spirits. So that's why I chose Citri. And then we move on to Rosier. Rosier's energy is very subtle. There's not a lot of information around on Rosier, but to me, his energy is very gentle. It's very pleasant. So he has the ability to cause people to fall in love, and gives the gift of. Let me see if I can remember this. He gives the gift of speech, romantic speech, and he has quite a nice energy. His N, for anyone that wants to know, is Serena Alora Rosier Akin. So I can write that in the description box down below if anyone wants to know it, because I know a while back I found it difficult to find that N. And if anyone wants the N for Dantalion or Sitri, I can provide that too. So the N is something that I will chant when I'm conjuring, when I'm calling the spirit forth. I will chant the N. I also use this, which is it's a black mirror, so I'll use that. I put the black mirror here, and I'll put a candle, and I'll scry into the black mirror, and I find it's good for. Sometimes I see things in the mirror. Sometimes I see things in my head. Sometimes there's like energy, not an energy. It's like a download of info that comes into me. But the mirror helps me get into state. And the candle, obviously, I like to use a candle. Not everyone uses a candle, but I like to use the candle. It helps me focus. So, yes, these two are spirits from the Ars Goetia, which is the Lesser Cave Solomon. I just call them via the seal because I do not believe that you should, I don't like the idea of restraining a spirit. I've said this before. I don't like the idea of, using Judaic Christian terminology that doesn't resonate with me. And if a spirit is going to help you and all the rest, why punish it? So I don't believe in burning the seals to punish the spirit. I do burn seals, yes, but I burn them when the spirit has helped, and I burn them and blow the ashes to the wind, as a thank you, etc. So, okay, let's get back to this. Yeah. So what I do is, like I said, I get my black mirror, and I'll say Dantalion. What I'll do is I get the black mirror, and I'll put the seal of Dantalion just below the mirror, and I light a candle, and I'll meditate across into the mirror. And at that point, that's when I make my request. I normally get the feeling if it's been accepted or not. Also, I've used I don't have one. I actually do. Also, I've used these plain mirrors. They're just not black, and I draw the seal on the glass, and I'll sit in front of it in a darkened room. That also works very well. I actually really, really like doing that as well. But anyway, so these three spirits together, they work on the whole issue, if that makes sense. So it's layered, if that make I'm trying to explain this the best way possible. So it's layered. So we have the element of control via the purple candle, and Rosier working on that aspect of it. Dantalion to change the thought of the target, and we have the sexual side of things being taken care of by Sitri. So these spirits work well together. But I do caution you, don't work with spirits that will cause a clash, if that makes sense. If you've got one spirit working for love, you don't need another one working for love. These spirits have very different offices, so that's why I use them. If that makes sense. So I've got incense as an offering here, and it is choking me. But every night, what I will do is I will sit in front of this, and I'll burn these candles down each night, snuff them out, and I'll do this until the candles are gone. And so I'll light them at the very end of this video, but I will just sit and meditate on this and push energy into this, and then I'll do a bit of scrying into the mirror, etc. But the candles, once these candles burn down, I'll probably do another run of candles. This kind of spell is very good if your target is stubborn. If you have a stubborn person who's adamant that they don't want to, return back to you, etc. This would be the kind of spell I would recommend because you're tackling it from so many different angles. And the doll baby is there because that is the link, and the doll baby is sitting inside the pentagram. If you're going to do this, also be careful of fire because these dolls are made from cloth. Clay doll would probably be better. Just be careful you don't set the place on fire. But yeah, so on the back of these seals, I have what I want the spirit to do. Uh, and sometimes I offer the spirit's blood, my own blood, but it's mainly for my own. That'll be for my own use. I don't really do that for other people, just for myself. But so basically, I've put my petition out there, to these spirits, and they are very powerful spirits. I get a lot of folks asking me, is the likes of a honey jar or a sugar jar black magic? And the answer to that is, in my opinion, yes. Anything that is changing the will of a person, forcing a person, is, in my opinion, black magic. Yes, but I don't believe that there's anyone in the sky who's going to, how can I put it, bring down karma. I don't believe, as you know, I don't believe in karma. Not the way, it's said by a lot of people. This threefold law bullshit as well. I don't abide by that. Oops, there's my candle away. So I'm going to light these candles up. So what I do is I'll chant the N for, say, for instance, Rosier. Just want to make sure this candle sticks, first of all. Doesn't want to stick, it's going to fall. Let me see, just 1 second. Okay, so I think I've got it finally stabilized. So, like I said, when I light this candle for Rosier, I'll say his name, which is Serena Alora Rosier Akin. You had to excuse my pronunciation, it's not great. And then we're going to Dantalion Avej Air Dantalion Onsa Onka, I'm not sure. I just say it whatever way. Lyric Alora Vifa Sitri. And then I'm going to light the tea lights. Excuse the glare. Okay. Be very careful of fire. Please be careful if you plan to do any of this. Okay. So that's what we've got. And I will focus on this each night, like I said, for about 10-15 minutes each night, meditating on it and scrying into the mirror, etc. So what was I going to say? Yeah, you just need the seals, the sigils. You can print these out and go over them in pen, and what I do is I gaze at them. I don't stare, I gaze at them, and they go a bit like 3D to me, and the lines jump around, and I know that I have contacted the spirit, and the air thickens. That's another thing, and I know at that point, and that is a good time to make your request and say what you're going to do for the spirit in return. So yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. And at the very end, whenever I get my result, I usually burn the seeds, like I said, and I blow them to the wind. Or, yeah, that's what I really do more than anything. I would burn the sigil. So that is it at the minute. I'm going to pull a few cards, and I will be back in a second. But I'm going to place this somewhere where it's safe. So, like I said, Dantalion, Sitri, Rosier. To me, those three make up a good basis for a love working. So, I mean, I'd be interested if anyone tries this, get back to me and let me know how you get on. For the client, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I did look at some oracle cards first of all. these are my introspection deck. So the candles are going crazy here, which is good to know. Okay, so the first card up was selfishness. Okay. And then I got lies, followed on by insight. And then I got loneliness. And then greed. Followed by wisdom. Regret. Guilt. Okay, love. So it did start off a bit strange there, but yeah, there's a lot to take on board within these cards. Yeah, they're just oracle cards, but oracle cards really do get to the point. I'll let you interpret those yourself, and if you want to come back to me, and we can have a chat over what you think. I did look at some Lenormand cards about the situation in general, but why we're stagnating. So I've got the key card as the dog, which is all about friendship. So yeah, that's the basis of the reading, friendship. On this side, I have a meeting or a party. The garden card is a social event, but we've got the fox beside it. So I have a hunch that he has met a person at a social event, a female, and this female, she doesn't like you, I think. I don't think she likes you or your relationship with him. I feel that she's jealous. The way foxes are supposed to be cunning and sly. That tells me about her personality. Okay, but on the other side, we've got the heart and the sun. The heart is a good card. It's all about happiness, being fulfilled. The heart, it's just when you're at ease and everything is going well. And the sun is the same. It's about everything in life, turning out for the best. So happiness to me is blocked by this fox person, and I think you too need to obtain a friendship again. That is what I think. I think you need to go back to the basics. I think you need to remain civil to each other. I'm not saying that you're not that way, because I know you're trying really hard at your end, but I think things need to go back to friends, and then you both can work from there. I'm going to pull a few more cards. I'm going to need to shuffle these again. One moment, because I want to just probe a bit deeper, and I want to have a look a wee bit closer into what's going on with him in his own head. Just a second, and I'll come back. Okay, I pulled out another 5 cards, and interestingly enough, the dog came up again as a center card. So that really is telling me that things need to be brought back down to friendship level. I got the birch rod, the whip, in other words. That's about beating oneself up. And I have a woman. I do feel that's you. I think there's an issue here as to he seems to be struggling with regards to you at the moment. He's annoyed about something to do with you. I don't think it's bad, because over here I'm seeing the bouquet and the tree. The tree is a card of when I see the tree, I think of the strong roots that go into the earth, and the strong roots. It symbolizes a relationship that is strong, etc. I've said before, it can point towards health issues, but the tree is all about you know, when I see it, two people growing old together, being happy, and I've got the bouquet beside that, which is really good. That's great for anything to do with love. But there's just an issue as to why he seems to be beating himself up over something. He seems to be annoyed over something to do with you. I'm not sure what it is at this point, obviously, but things are a bit strange with him at the moment. So I could pull another couple of cards and we can see, but yeah, there seems to be an issue at the moment. Okay, I pulled a further 3 cards with regards to what the issue is. Center card is the fish. That's a card of cash, money, jobs. To the left of that is the fox. To the right is the coffin. So there's money issues to do with the fox, a female money issues. But the fox's influence is going to go away. That death card, that's the coffin. That's all about endings, death. I don't mean to do with a physical death. It's to do with this person, the end of this person. This person's influence will go. But I think it's something to do with money and something to do with this female, which is blocking the way. But not to worry. I've left it in the hands of the spirit world, the spirits that I mentioned. This, and I do believe they will take care of you. They will take care of this case. Like I said, you have 3 very powerful spirits doing their bit. Only thing I ask of you is to please do your best to detach from the situation. A lot of people, they get very agitated because they're not seeing results fast enough, and I think that's the problem. When when you don't see results fast enough, you think it's not working, and you really need to drop that lust for results, because at the end of the day, as I've said before, time is nothing. Time means nothing to the spirit world. It really doesn't mean anything. That's my opinion. Again, it's only my opinion. But the best thing is to detach, carry on with life, do your own thing, etc. I always say to not make any contact with the target. The client, she's been doing that. She's been following the rules, etc. But for anyone else, don't make contact with the person. Don't keep phoning them. Don't keep texting them. Give them a little bit of room so that the spell reaches them. Visualization is another thing that is very good. See your end result in your mind's eye. Go into your future. I'll have to do a video on that. Go into your future and actually create your own future. But yeah, getting back to the client, let's have a look. Is the reason to do with another female that he's acting the way he's acting? Is it because of another female? Just want to steady this. Yeah, that's a yes. Okay. Is it someone that the client? I nearly said your name. Is it someone that the client knows? Just try and keep this steady because my hands are very shaky tonight. Is it someone that the client knows? Yeah, I think you know her. Just double check. Is it a female? Yeah, it's a girl. It's a female. Come back to me. Don't worry too much about it. I can always bind her. We can take it from there. So, the spell is doing really well over here. You've got really strong candles. If I could bring it over, I'll have to pause it. So, I hope you can see that. You've got really good flames there. I'm sorry for the glare. I'm sure I'll get criticized in the comments section for this, but it's just to let you know that things are going well this end. So we're going to focus. I'll be focusing on this for a little bit longer, and I'll get back to you with your with any. If you have any questions, get back to me as soon as you can, and I'll do my best to answer them. I've quite a few emails to get through, but please bear with me. Anyone that's waiting on videos or waiting on replies, just bear in mind, please, that these videos, they do take quite a while. I could give you a 5-minute video, which wouldn't be very informative, but I like to go into detail for clients, and I like to do readings for clients as well. And the only thing I ask is to be a little bit patient, because I do have quite a few clients, and for these videos, I have the worst internet connection ever. It's because I live in a remote area, and my internet is just crap. And these videos take a long time to upload. I think people don't realize that. So, if you want to come to work with me, please be patient, because when I'm getting, hounded a lot for videos, at times, I understand you want to see what's been done for you, etc. But, I ask everyone to be patient, and they will get, you will get your video no matter what. So anyway, I've talked long enough tonight. I've probably bored everyone. So houseofmagick@gmail.com, or leave whatever you have to say in the comment section, and I bid you good night.